Whenever you open that site, you got to be in incognito mode.
Yeah. All right. We're good. Sort of. Okay, we're live. Yay! Top Deck Monthly Cup number 2 finals.
Hey.
We're here.
What up?
And we're ready. We've totally been ready, and this isn't coming together last minute.
No.
No, it's all good. It's been in the works for a long time.
So first off, I want to welcome my hosts, Alex White. How you doing, pal?
Yeah.
This will be your second appearance in the finals, but this time, you're watching it with me. So
less pressure, more fun. Really happy to be here. Glad to see Laurie. I've been talking to Laurie. I've been like part of the conversation back and forth with him in the lead up to this. So I've kind of seen his thought processes. So I'm happy to see him come up against my finals opponent from last time, Noah. So obviously great performance from Noah to end up in the finals again. So this is going to be super interesting. We've seen the lists. There's some cool stuff going on. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm very gracious that you invited me on.
Well, unlike last time, we hope that Noah has to play some games this time to be the champion. So, Hollis, man, you're back. You kind of took a little hiatus, but we got you back.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm really well. I've taken a break from obsessing over Netrunner for a little while. I wanted to get into some single player games and some more board games, but I've definitely kept my ear to the ground as far as some emerging decks in the meta based on martial law and overall the sort of feel of cards that are brand new. So there's a few cards that may even show up on some of these lists. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna calm down.
New cards in certainly both of their core decks. So up to date new decks.
100. It's a 100% that we have new cards.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've also taken kind of a little break from Netrunner. I've been I probably haven't played a game of Netrunner in about 2 weeks, which is a really long time for me. My store champs kind of all fell towards the end of the season. They're all happening in January and February, so I kind of took that opportunity to take a slight break. And so martial law is live and is legal for tonight's match. And wow, we've got some pretty interesting deck choices. You guys want to start with Noah or Laurie?
So I want to start with my boy Noah, because I know that Alex is going to say Laurie.
All right, well, we beat you to the punch. So yeah, we'll start with Noah. We got Noah representing the USA and the North America bracket. I think we've gone over Noah's accomplishments quite a few times. So yeah, he's got them all. And today he's going to be playing Industrial Genomics and Valencia.
Yep.
What type of Valencia might he be playing? Do we even have a name for this?
I'm gonna call it
WTF Valencia.
WTF Valencia. But make sure we make every consonant spelled out. So W T with TEE. I don't care what you got to do, but this deck is odd. It definitely looks odd.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess maybe we won't spoil the whole deck, but we'll just say that it's not your mama's Valencia deck.
Yeah. Yes.
He's actually going to be running first. Surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly, actually, both players are playing Industrial Genomics 49. So let's take a look at Laurie. We've got some similarities in the Corp decks. Alex, you want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so they're both playing IG49, which is, obviously the combo kill. You're hoping to Dedication Ceremony Ronin at a bad time and get the flatline that way. So a lot of the similar stuff, their ice suite is exactly the same, for example. They've got a lot of the same cards. You've kind of got to play, the Ronins, you play the Senses to make your deck more consistent, hostile infrastructures, bioethics, all that classic stuff is here. But the interesting thing to compare these two lists is both Noah and Laurie, and you've got to assume independently, right? These two weren't testing together for this tournament. have decided that 2 off friends in high places is where you want to be in IG49. So they're both playing 2 off friends in high places. But that leaves you over influence. So they both had to find an influence cut. And they both have approached it in a different way. Laurie has swapped out Global Food Initiative for Executive Retreat, the agenda where the art is a bunch of people lounging around in the hot tub. Noah has kept his Global Food Initiative, has instead swapped out a Jackson Howard. So Noah is only playing 2 Jackson Howard. So they've both dropped incredibly powerful cards, GFI and Jackson Howard, game-defining cards for the 2 off friends in high places. So they obviously have a lot of respect for this card. The other similarity that we see is Noah is running 2 of Enforced Curfew. Laurie's running 3 of Enforced Curfew. This is the new current from the latest pack. 0-cost current that reduces the runner's maximum hand size by 1. So they're both playing the same deck, and they've both made a lot of the same choices independently of each other. So I don't know. That's really interesting. We don't see that kind of thing happen all that often.
So with that being said, whose runner do you think is better prepared for this matchup? And we haven't really said anything about Laurie's Wizard, but Laurie's Wizard. Let me pull it up here. I believe it's kind of.
It's basically White Wizard.
Okay, so it's pretty much just he's got net ready. Okay, so yeah, that's just kind of a pretty. Oh, okay, so he cut David. This actually looks a lot like my Worlds list that I brought, except for I played Grimoire and 3 Suckers, but I cut David too. So interesting.
Yeah, Cristiano won't play David at Worlds either. That's kind of if there's a UK standard Reg Wiz deck, it doesn't play David.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, looking at the 2 lists, if I had to choose who I think is sort of advantaged here between both games, Corp versus Runner, and then swapping that, I think I have to give the nod to Laurie in this regard. It seems like Noah's Runner deck is very interesting, and I know we don't want to really spoil it. We want to see a lot of it kind of come out on the stream. But I'm not confident it has a lot of the same answers, because considering they're both playing IG, I'm not confident that Noah's deck has the same level of answers as Laurie's has for that same matchup. I think we're going to see Laurie slightly advantaged for playing his Wiz deck versus IG deck versus what Noah's playing with Val versus Laurie's IG deck. What do you guys think about the interaction?
Well, I'm sorry, I was doing some other stuff, but did anyone mention the slums? I think the slums will definitely,
right.
And the 2 employee strike seem to be cards that are going to help out for Laurie.
Laurie's actually a lot better prepared than Noah for this. I think if you're going to call the whole matchup overall favored, it would be to Laurie right now, like between the 2/3 games. Laurie's got 2 employee strike, 2 spell set slums, and a lot of the time against these 49 G decks, if you can get a slums into play and a strike, and just make sure you have a decent amount of cards in your hand at all times, and be just a little bit careful, you can just slowly remove everything from the game. So if Laurie can play this calmly and carefully and not have a slow, awkward draw, or not have Noah have a crazy draw, he should be advantaged in this matchup. Noah's got fewer tools than Laurie has. He does have mediums and stuff, so he may well just be able to exploit Laurie's low ice count and win quickly. Both of these decks are quite ice-light, but certainly in terms of tools for the matchup, I think Laurie is better prepared.
All right. Anything else anybody wants to throw out there before we get this game rolling?
Shout out to Laurie, repping the UK.
Yeah. Anybody that doesn't know, this was the World versus North America tournament. So we've got Laurie representing the world and Noah representing USA. So today we will find out who is the strongest. No, I mean it's only 2 or 3 games, but
to be fair, the UK already proved it at Worlds, so it's gonna take a while before we can get back in that arena.
Well, Dan was on maybe like 2 weeks ago, and when I said world champ Chris Dyer, I just saw his face just like ugh, like it didn't sit well.
West Coast did great too, though, right? West Coast was the other big show.
Yes.
Noah is off the West Coast, so his meta's no slouch either.
Sure.
The trick, the UK is really small, so we all see each other all the time and we get play more. You should try it. If you shoot your country, you'll probably have better netrunner results.
That's true. That's actually very true. We should just pick a state, and we'll all just move there. It'll be a netrunner state. All right, so here we are. We've got the game loaded up, and we've got opening hands. First thing, I see that Noah's got a Magnum in his opening hand. I'm pretty sure that that's something that he wants.
Yeah, he's almost certainly going to want to lean on that. It's really, really excellent to have one card econ against IG because it means that you don't need to draw as many cards to slow yourself down, and you're not at the mercy of net damage nearly as much. And you can, use your cards as life points. So what Noah probably wants to do is get that Magnum Opus into play and then not play any other econ, which is good for him because his list doesn't have very much econ in it either. It's got 3 Straw Gambles, 3 Magnum Opus, 3 daily casts, and that's the only econ anyway. So he's going to be looking to lean on this Magnum Opus pretty hard, I think.
So with the enforced curfew, is that something that he's likely to hold on to in case of employee strike, or to play later when he's like maybe got the kill closer to being set up?
I think the latter. I think he's going to look to use it later. You don't want to just throw it out there because they can stay on 4 cards and it's not too bad when there's not a kill threat, and then they may all steal an agenda. So I think he's going to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see him not play it on the first turn, certainly.
And at this point, there's a Cortex lock over HQ for that early protection.
Laurie is almost certainly going to suspect Siphon. That Magnum Opus might make him rethink. But certainly before he sees that, he suspects Siphon. There he is, lol in chat.
Yeah. And even he's asking, what is this? Which is what we all said the moment we saw this also.
Yeah, yes, exactly, yeah. He's going to freak out like as this game goes on.
Yeah. I mean, any insight into what you think Laurie might be thinking at this point? Like, is he thinking Vamp, or like, I mean, I don't even know when I see Magnum Opus come out in a red deck.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure either. Maybe he's thinking he's doing some weird rogue, I don't know, Opus frantic coding nonsense. Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I would put someone on frantic coding. The frantic coding deck that just plays a bunch of pumpable breakers and Magnum Opus.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks to do medium deep. That's what you kind of know.
Yeah, chat's give all kind of guesses. People apocalypse. People are guessing all kinds of stuff.
Apocalypse Mofus. Sure.
Apop.
And Vamp is the other card. The Vamp's the card you assume, right? Actually, regionals last year, there was a Valencia Mopus deck that did pretty well because it was good against RP, and that was all in on Mopus Vamp, basically.
Yeah.
Noah apparently only just experiencing the new sound effects here on Jinteki. Lol, these sound effects.
How long have these sound effects been active? That tells you how long it's been since I've played.
Like a couple of weeks.
So what's the significance of the incubators? He's running 3 of them, and he actually just lost 2 to the inject.
Well, so...
Oh, interesting. So,
go ahead.
Now, I want to see what you think, Hollis, and then I'll give some input afterwards. I want to see what you think.
Yeah, well, I actually basically agree with what you said really before we started streaming, when we just looked at the deck list for a second. Noah's deck might be fairly non-interactive in the beginning, where he's just getting a lot of money from Magnum Opus, trying to make sure he opens a room up for Vamp. And in that meantime, Incubator can just sit and collect, and then when he's ready to go, he can blackmail for a ton of cards if need be. Yeah,
I think so too. I think the primary game plan of Noah's deck is to control the game, just stop the Corp from winning. Nothing else matters as long as the Corp doesn't win. And then Incubator is just there as a standing threat in case the Corp forces the issue. Sometimes especially with these Valencia decks, you don't need to have a win con, you just wait. But it's good to have something just in case something goes wrong. Maybe they ABT into a bunch of ice or something, and you just kind of go, okay, I'm going to put down, my one paper clip. I'm going to just run in and hope this game ends. So I assume that's what he's going for.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of jostling. Noah's basically doing exactly what we thought he would do, right? He's sitting on that Magnum Opus and he's going to run everything. That's his game plan for the time being.
What do you think about Laurie's decision to throw the Philotic out there?
I think I don't like it so much, but I think at the time he was trying to more or less test if Noah was actually going to actively be aggressive on every remote set that he set down. At some point, I think Noah knows that if he gets starved out, that opens up large windows for him because Opus is very click intensive. So, I think he was hedging a bet on maybe he's not going to be aggressive this turn. Maybe he'll be passive. And it didn't pay off.
Yeah, well, there's kind of a weird reason, and maybe I'm thinking too hard here, for you to put that Vlotic out there, which is if he does steal it, that agenda is gone, and that enforced curfew, which obviously is a current, is going to be harder to pop. So maybe Laurie is anticipating at some point he wants to set up the kill, play enforced curfew, and have there be fewer agendas in the game for Noah to steal.
It's good.
So that curfew survives. Maybe I'm giving Laurie too much credit, but that might be part of his thinking there.
Well, Laurie throws down. He starts 3 new remotes, which is going to be hard to deal with Magnum Opus since you have to click so much to get the money off of it.
Yeah, he wants to exploit the click-intensive nature of Magnum Opus here, and he's been able to get a couple of cards in archives too. So that IG tax is starting to mount.
Yeah, for sure. And I am loving this Friends in High Places. This is just fun. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's so fantastic in his decks. And it can kind of help you with the combo a little bit if you dump Ronins in archives early to pump up IG, start setting up your lock, and then pull those Ronins out of archives once you've got your hostiles gone. So it can speed up setting up the combo. But mostly you're just going to use it to recur stuff and tax them out trash costs. The Senses is being allowed to live by the looks of things. Oh, Laurie just rested it, so maybe not.
All right, and now he's got 3 in the trash since he now costs 5.
Yeah. So these Magnum Opus decks often want to try and do this where they click a bunch of times and then run and trash something, but unless Laurie has quite a stunted draw, that's probably not going to work. Noah's probably going to find himself outspammed. So Noah's drawing a decent amount. I think he wants to try and find a win con before this game gets out of control for him.
So if you're Noah here, then what's your primary plan to victory? I mean, at this point, he's trashed to Incubator, unfortunately. It looks like. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that he still wants to try and draw a bunch of cards and find a medium as soon as possible. I don't think he's going to be able to control the board. I think he's fast realised that and probably realised that from the start. So what he may well try to do is just try and trash enough to not die and then quickly pull out the win. Like he needs to find the midpoint between aggression and finding the win. He does have en passant and black metal in his deck, so ice isn't going to be a huge problem.
Right.
If he can assemble a medium or two and not die, that's pretty okay. He's got 2 points already.
But he's definitely conceded a lot with the board so far. That Sensi is probably fired like 3 times now, and he's not even going after it. So
I think the black metal on HQ is pretty good here. I think he knows that at some point he's got to be hoarding these agendas, right? Like they can't all be in archives.
Right.
Oh, we can't afford to trash the chairman.
Yeah, chairman costs 9 right now. Now's also a pretty okay time to run because if IG is poor, you want to try and get some future perfect accesses because you're more likely to win the side game.
Yeah.
But he obviously missed future perfect there. So again, Laurie's just he's got his hostile going. Yeah. This board's pretty much safe.
Yeah, I think we're in a I think this might be that last turn I think was we probably could have predicted what was going to happen a few turns ago just based on like the flow of Noah's economy. But I think for sure right here, these 2 bioethics, the fact that you've got this current in play and he's got this hostile takeover, this might just be GG from this point going forward.
Yeah, and he's got Ronin and Dedication Ceremony now as well. He just drew into those. Senses in this IG deck Senses in every deck is excellent, I suppose. But when you've got a combo kill particularly, it's really, really powerful. The curfew is just going to make this kill a little bit easier.
Yep. And I like that. I'm happy to see that a card like this that is in most decks would be kind of low impact is high impact here. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's definitely more powerful in this kind of build.
I want to apologize to viewers. The cards are going to get much tinier as this deck gets more sideways.
It's not going to go too much more sideways than this. If it gets much more sideways, Laurie should have won by then. So hopefully it won't go crazy.
So I think this is a game over next turn, right?
So
Hand size
this goes down to
one.
4. Net damage. Yes, it's game over next turn. Yep. Because he can, unless I've had worse involved, he's on 4 cards. 2 bioethics gets him down to 2. Advanced Location Ceremony Ronin. Laurie's on just enough credits to make that happen. 2 credits is all you need to kill.
Okay.
Yep. And
how many? Let's see. I'm trying to think if he could have taken a tag with the vamp and drawn up to 6, if that would have helped him.
Yeah. Noah would have loved to just get tagged this game.
Yeah, for sure.
If Noah could play like a 0+ card that said game 15 tags, it would be incredible. It would be so perfect for him right now. But his list doesn't really have many ways to do himself.
Yeah. And what's so funny about this is you mentioned this before we started streaming, Alex, but Noah's deck is so interestingly good versus a lot of other common decks in the meta. This just happens to be that really weird, like, oh no. This may be one of the worst decks for it to come up against.
Yeah. Laurie's well prepared. So, yeah, Archives is not going to be fruitful, and unless there's something we have missed, this should be the game right here.
Yep, and we do...
No, I've had worse. So Laurie has taking on no risk, provided that he did install a Ronin and didn't put it on top of his deck for whatever reason.
Yep.
So pretty short and sweet. That's what happens when Sense is lit. The game is over within 5 or 6 turns. Well, 10 or 11 turns.
Nice.
Pew.
Okay.
All right, so Laurie takes the first one fairly easily. Didn't seem too challenging there.
No, it looked a little bit sketchy in the early game because Laurie didn't have that much going on, and I was wondering whether or not Noah might be able to keep up and trash everything. But Laurie did kind of the classic thing where he waited, installed 3 cards in new modes. He pushed it out from there.
Waited for 2 cards to be in the discard or in his archives. That way, we just increase attacks, and 3 cards meant, well, good luck.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And even if your opponent does try to keep on top of you, you just play Friends in High Places. That's basically it. That says, I am going to have nodes. There's nothing you can do. So you better try and find another way to win, particularly when you can get Hostile Infrastructure, Breaker Bay down, and Senses, because then, they really want to trash both, but they're so taxing with IG tax to go in, hit the Hostile, take the net damage, then you hit Senses, or maybe you hit Senses without trashing the Hostile, but then you've taken net damage, and it's a Hostile stuff on the board. So getting those 2 out together was very valuable.
Friends in High Places and the difficulty of of getting rid of asset economy is making it really hard to not just play asset economy all the time. I mean, we were already doing that, but I think even going forward, another card that solidifies that particular economy engine is just nuts. It's just interesting.
All right, so we're back into game. You guys are in, right? Or it looks like Hollis just joined.
I'm watching.
Who?
So Laurie's a lot better equipped to deal with IG-49 than Noah was. He's got 2 Employee Strike, 2 Salsa Slums. Salsa Slums obviously going to be particularly good with Friends in High Places, making its way into these IG decks now. Yeah. And in his opening hand, Laurie has found the Employee Strike, so let's see if he keeps. I assume so, yes. So he's got enough works to dodge some melee net damage, and to make Psychic Field less painful if he hits one. He's got Dirty Laundry for a bit of run economy. He's got Employee Strike, so pretty good hand for Laurie. Pretty good hand for Noah too.
Mm-hmm.
Could be better actually, but yeah, it's actually not a massively resilient hand. So we may well see Noah do the classic draw Ice Archives plan here.
Oh, change it up. Alrighty, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, maybe he does have to respect Siphon.
What did he install in the remote? I missed the
bioethics. He had a second bioethics.
Excellent.
So yeah, Laura's just going to go straight in and check it. Gets his pedal down first. It's fine if it's a Psychic Field. It's fine if it's a snare. This is a great Dirty Laundry, and just going to see that bioethics go in the bin. The Rex probably can control that, wouldn't?
So you're going to run? Nah, he's fine.
MVP.
Oh.
So
They immediately do some work next turn.
yeah, doesn't want to go all in on it. It's
Right.
not going to tear up. He just puts it down and says, I'm going to make some poking runs, and this is something that you have to think about going forward.
And Noah finds an immediate answer to that bet.
Yeah.
Assuming.
He probably will, because the best hand can't be iced. So he puts out Psychic Field.
Okay. He's going to test his aggression. And
Yes,
hopefully it's going to pay off.
I think Laurie will probably check this. I think Laurie's going to try and run every installed card if he can and just play around Psychic Field. Obviously, right now, Psychic Field would give Laurie 6 cards, but it would burn through a lot. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's going to be rough if he wins this second, though. What do you bid here as Laurie?
I'm bidding 0.
Yeah, I think I'm probably on 0 as well. Noah's good at side games, so he probably just doesn't really matter. You just have to try and guess. So, yeah, loses the side game, draws 6 cards because I've Had Worse is super powerful, but that has burnt through a lot of his deck. And Noah's obviously pretty happy to see I've Had Worse go this early. There's no Levy in his deck.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
So those I've Had Worse are out of the game. So he's got Archives on Temujin Archives, Dirty Laundry Game. That's pretty solid because you want to be running Archives against IG some of the time anyway. So you can run there, see what the new cards are, turn off their ability, and get some credits to go and trash some assets.
Looks pretty sweet to me.
It is pretty sweet.
Sweet
We did lose the
pick.
employee strike to the net damage, so one employee strike down at least.
Here we go. So I think Noah definitely wants a piece of ice now in Archives so we can start making
Yes.
this taxing scenario.
Yes, he would love that because it would also allow him to start discarding cards there and spamming some remotes that are not trivial to trash. But as is, doesn't find a shock either, even a shock right now, right? Because it would just make checking things a little bit more untenable. But
Right.
Laurie may well just continue
Yeah,
to poke Archives.
He's got so much.
Yeah. Oh man, Laurie's just going to be able to control this game. Although he probably can't run that server 3 last click because he can't risk taking net damage right now.
That's true. He can just win the game for him.
Yes, exactly. What is that? Is that? Oh, he does it. Brave man.
Risky click. Laurie's got the stones though. Apparently,
Yeah.
he's not afraid.
I guess it wouldn't be too bad because these IG decks don't tend to play in your early MP, so no matter what the remote is, you probably can't die next turn. But so Hostile comes down with a breakaway over it. Sensi Axis Union. This is pretty solid. Laurie's probably still going to run everything though. Laurie's got credits to burn, so he can burn non-recurring wizard creds. Just try and keep the board under control.
Oh, all right. He says, no challenges. He says, hey, what are you thinking over there? Do you think you want to go after? Okay.
Yep.
I think this is the right call too. I think you just ignore it. Go and get rid of these. Come back. If you really want.
I think so too. Yeah, you just want to try and just bin everything, even if it's a little bit painful now, because it's going to be much more painful later if you can get out spammed. So
Yeah.
just check stuff. Or you tried to snare there. Not that these IG tend to run snare, so it's not particularly risky. Not a risky play. Oh, so there's a Cortex lock. So Noah's going to be able to put something in Archives, which I think we'll probably see. And another Cortex lock.
Wow.
So he's got ice to do with as he pleases.
All right, here we go. He's looking. Oh, man.
Yeah, you're getting some programs down. Laurie may will just assume that Noah's on exactly the same ice suite as he is, and therefore try and get his MU down to 0 as quickly as possible so that he can run without fearing Cortex lock.
What's funny about this is that the Net Ready Eyes also fixes, if he is scared of Cortex Lock, it does fix that problem as well. But maybe this is just, I think the additional breakers and programs just give him more options. It's probably the better play always.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to have key programs get lost to net damage either. So against net damage decks, it's often good to get them down ASAP. Makes the Archives run anyway.
Ouch. Ouch.
2 net damage is not too bad here. But yeah, Noah's pretty happy with this.
Oh, and he loses the Net Ready Eyes.
No.
Oh, if only Noah had Lotus Field.
He does have a deja vu. Would he waste that on the net running eyes?
Almost certainly not. If that deja vu gets used for anything, it's going to be like slums that he loses or an employed strike. Laurie's just going to try and control the board and worry about winning later.
Well, he can fill up his memory, and then Cortex doesn't really matter much anyways.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's got a sucker, so there's no way he would really need that.
Yeah.
Next to draw. There we go.
It's the inject, and then draws a card. It's a parasite, which is going to be not do all that much, but might save some money.
He injected 3 programs.
Yeah. He's pretty okay with that. Obviously, one of them's paid clip, which is just a bit of a free roll. So here we see the Friends in High Places coming down. Not quite as excellent as it was when Laurie played it, because so Breaker Bay Grid Hostile Infrastructure comes down. But Laurie is definitely going to run in and trash that.
You got to, man. He's got to be he's persistent here. He's winning this race right now.
Yes, although Laurie has burned through a lot of his deck. Like, he's gone through 20. He had 40 cards in his deck at the start of the game after starting hand. He's now on 20. So Noah might want to try and grind him down. He's using no Jackson's either. He does have preemptive action in his deck as well. So maybe Noah's just going to try and grind Laurie down a little bit and run him out of options. Right. This tax is in the card. Friends in High Places was essentially a Neural EMP that makes Laurie spend some credits, because it's going to end up in the net damage. And
this is sort of an awkward scenario to be in. Hostile Infrastructure isn't really doing a whole heck of a lot right now, because obviously Laurie's not trashing anything. Right now he's just gaining the money off of this Temujin. I think Laurie's fine with.
Yeah. So he's treating it as a way to gain 4. Which is pretty all right, although it's a little bit awkward that you end your turn with a hostile infrastructure resed and your whiz credits unused. He's rich enough that he can afford to squander his wizard creds this way by not using them, so it's probably fine.
Yeah. So the vanilla, is there a vanilla on R&D? What's over HQ, a crick?
I believe it's a crick. Yeah, I believe it's a crick. So now Laurie says, no more Break the Bay. Leaves 4 credits on that Temujin, but that's not the worst. He's on 17.
Yeah.
Just gets rezzed. What will dig Noah out of this, though? I don't think there's a cerebral static in his deck, so those wizard credits are not going away.
What are you trashing? Oh, Crick is gone. Got it. We see. Jackson, do things, please.
Save me, Jackson. Yeah, so Jackson gets...
Put you here.
Probably putting back Friends in High Places.
Card's so good. For this build, that card is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it's fantastic from most asset spammy decks, but particularly the ones that want to tax the runner's credits out.
Yeah.
If you're trying to go fast and spam a lot of assets, it's not quite as good, but if you're just trying to build a big board and make the runner run out of credits and energy, and probably the will to live, Friends in High Places. Slums, oh boy. That's a real plot for Noah, because now Noah's recursion becomes a lot worse.
Oh, man.
And also dodges hostile infrastructure, of course.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
No, we believe in you. We believe in you, Noah. Don't give up. You got the juice, man. We believe in you.
He's got to keep going. I mean, that's the thing about this IG deck. It's not quite like, like the hot tub time machines of the world where your board is everything. IG does have a lot of net damage in it, so you can hope to kind of grind the runner down, run them out of cards, and then make every install more threatening as the runner starts to realize they can't take much more net damage. Yeah. That's his out here, I think, is, Laurie's only got 16 cards left, so maybe he can, or at the very least, threaten Laurie into going for a medium D-dig that he doesn't really want to do.
I see.
But certainly right now, Laurie's content just running and trashing. So he lets a Liberated account stay there because it's kind of poor, and Southside Slums lets a Hostile Infrastructure stay there because it's kind of poor, and obviously Southside Slums means that Hostile Infrastructure isn't going to be quite as effective.
Yeah, Laurie, now looking at Laurie dip this low in credits, I know he has the Liberator accounts, but I mean, we're definitely getting to that scenario now where it's running low. His economy options are getting dwindled down.
Right, he was on 20 credits just a few turns ago, and now he spends a lot of it. And he installed his Yogg and stuff too, so he'd have a decent breaker suite. So, yeah, Laurie's not quite as rich as he was, and maybe Noah can use that to get some board presence. Laurie runs
Shock either. Does Noah run Shock? He does. He
he must do, right?
But there's not a single one in his archives.
Yeah, just has not seen one. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. At this point, Noah's halfway through his deck, more than halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is he on 54 or 49?
No, 49.
Okay.
So, yeah, because this slums just puts you on. Because before you maybe start thinking about doing this line where you just grind them down, but slums makes that a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
Because your friends in high places get worse, so you can't be on the plan where you're going to shuffle in friends in high places a bunch of times and keep installing. Your cards are going to get removed from the game, and your hostile infrastructure obviously gets worse. Yeah. So Noah puts down a fetal AI. Laurie runs it. So that's one way. Laurie has no points, so the 2 points aren't such a huge deal. And that's another way to just keep getting that net damage in and keep looking away. But Noah has to be so careful here because he can't really throw out these Ronins and these bioethics because Laurie will remove them from the game, and Noah's combo kill might just become invalidated.
Yeah, they're both. It seems like they're both walking this very fine line, right? Like they're both walking like where Noah's attempting to very carefully overtax him because his credit amount is low. But Laurie knows he's got this advantage because Salset's in there, so as long as his economy does stay up, key cards get removed. So Laurie just has to play his best game of prioritizing what needs to be trash, and Noah has to just keep baiting, I think, and hoping that he misjudges the value on certain cards.
Yeah.
So Laurie hits the future perfect. Laurie hits the future perfect on HQ. And loses the side game.
Yeah, Laurie just bid 0 just to try and tax. Noah rezzed hostile infrastructure breaker bay, then realized that Laurie doesn't just have slums. So Laurie's bid just keep removing stuff from the game to his heart's content.
Right.
Yeah, neutering hostile infrastructure like this is big because otherwise, again, you can just hope to grind them down, but not as many opportunities for net damage. So Genetics Pavilion goes, which is not a huge deal. Obviously, it's not fun to have your cards removed from the game, but as far as combos go, Genetics Pavilion is one of the less necessary cards. You usually combo with a fetal AI to kill them out of nowhere. Put some more cards into play. Yeah, Laurie's just immediately going to go and check them. Laurie's more likely to die from not checking remotes than he is from checking remotes. So this aggression is pretty well advised.
Yeah, in Genetics Pavilion, it's just kind of an insurance policy on a runner who just decides not to run, and you just easily kill them.
Yeah. Man, just to hammer the point home here, this Hades shard also additional tech. I mean, granted, I'm sure it's there for like shutdown combos. But just having this Hades shard to kind of just say, well, I guess I'm just going to access everything there so you don't increase this trash cost is pretty sick.
Yeah, you can just kind of throw it down to if it's got crazy, right? If there's like 10 or 15 cards, because it does cost 7. So it does kind of, paying 7 to no longer get taxed from IG's ability is a little bit counterproductive. But sometimes they have so many cards that the 7 is a saving for you. And also sometimes you can just get them, right? Because they jacks a bunch into their bin, and you're just like, kind of a classic play, but particularly against IG. Also against IG, if he'd seen that Hades shard early, he probably would have just ran archives and installed it for free, and then just sat there and said, "I'm going to blank your ability at some point."
Yeah. And finally, he sees a shock. But you have to. Something I always like to do, especially when I look at this kind of a deck. If we go back, we're on turn, 14. If we go back to turn 3, if there was 1 or 2 of those shots in the beginning of the game, we would have seen way less control by Laurie because it would have just helped Noah so much.
Yeah, it would have been a real boost for him because it would have meant that the Temujin was not nearly as good. It would have meant that his trash costs would have been above their normal number a few times in this game because Laurie couldn't just immediately run archives.
Right.
So yeah, he would have loved to see. If he'd seen one shock, this game would be closer. If we saw 2 shocks, I think it'd be quite a lot closer.
Yeah.
As is, I mean. So yeah, Noah didn't rest Vanilla before when Laurie ran, but this time he does it. I suppose maybe what he was hoping for was that Laurie would run too many times, and then he could rest Vanilla to keep him out at a key point, and then maybe kill him, maybe get him down low on cards. But now he just says, "Nah, screw it," just raises it. So the next breakaway grid. So he's letting Noah having some board presence here, but the problem is he's not too scared of the cards he has raised.
Yep.
This is that I've had worse. So no draws a future perfect, which is not crazy about.
Oh boy.
And a Philotic, yeah, because he knows Laurie's checking everything, and he doesn't really want to install any of his cards, right? He doesn't want his Bioethics or his Ronin to get removed from the game, and he doesn't really want Laurie having these agendas, so I actually quite like this line. Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah. Wow.
So any chance he had to dig himself out has been taking a serious hit from just a sudden influx of agendas there.
Yeah, I mean, plus, there's 2 Jackson. 2 Jackson already removed from game. There's 1 in the deck. I mean, Laurie hits it, he removes it from the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to install the shock out there as an ambush because it will just get removed from the game.
Yeah.
So Laurie's going for a bit of a deep dig here. Not going to be that fruitful, we can assume, because most of the agendas are either in archives or in HQ.
Yeah.
Is Laurie in any danger of getting decked? I mean, he's only got 7 cards left.
I think that's probably Noah's best out is to get him really low on cards.
Yeah.
And then we see the archives run here. So
we play
we've got 2 future perfects and a shock.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh, first one stolen. Both bid 0.
Yeah. Laurie can keep running a bidding 0.
Oh, that's game.
Yeah. Wow.
Once those 2 future perfects and that shock are discovered, unless No is bid super well on like 4 side games and finds a Jackson, that's basically game. So the writing was on the wall that game. Yeah, so both games we saw someone was able to just retain early momentum basically. This is one of those top deck matches where someone saw themselves get serious advantage from their better picks. They both picked the same court, but Laurie picked a much better runner for the expected court.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I definitely feel like this is like looking at the overall, specifically this game, and I'm sure we'll get to it if we can get them on the stream. But I really felt like so much more of this game would have been in Noah's control. Like we talked about, if we had seen maybe a shock or 2 really early, it would have helped control those Temujin contracts. It would have made sure the key cards that Laurie was depending on were immediately tossed into the heap. It's really impressive, to be honest, that it took him more than half the deck before he saw that shock. That would give him any kind of extra control in this match.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Yeah, because Laurie was fairly low on cards by the end.
Yep.
So Noah, he's kind of had the upper hand in his deck choices in most of his matches. So it seems like maybe this was the first time he got out-rused.
Yeah, yeah. Finally, he was the rused one.
What's up, Noah?
Yeah.
Look at that handsome face.
Oh, yeah.
We see.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel, Noah?
I didn't really get to play much Netrunner. That was about an hour of my life.
Yeah, Laurie kind of outpicked you on the decks, right? Like he had two favorable matchups.
Yeah, that's kind of what this is about. I thought he was going to be on the Andy list that him and that other guy were talking about, and I thought he would be on Blue Sun, so he was not on those things.
Yeah, he was talking about it because he was talking to like Chris Starr and Tim Fowler and I, and he was talking about like trying to work out what to play, and we're like, Noah's good at this stuff. He's just going to level. He would just pick solid decks, but in the end, luckily, he settled on something good. So.
Yeah. So I didn't think Timu Wiz could really beat the Blue Sun. and I definitely wasn't going to play CTM or anything against the Andy, so went with that.
Yeah, he went for Temujin Wiz because he hasn't played it very much, so he thought that you wouldn't expect that, and he hoped he'd get a good matchup.
Yeah, I think so. My friend and I were playing Timu Wiz versus that IG and against the Andy last night to try to figure it out, and the Timu Wiz matchup is not good, but it's also really winnable too.
Yeah.
But I just like you need so much more than what I got. Like shocks. So
Yeah, we were saying
that was the really rough part.
Yeah. Early game control was in his favor because there was no way to mitigate the Temujin constantly just hitting archives. And
yeah, I had the curfews. That was cool, but it didn't really matter if archives doesn't cost anything to run. So
Yeah. We were saying at some point that like if you see one shock in the early game, the game gets like obviously a lot more favorable for you and gets kind of close. If you see two shocks in the early game, you've actually got a really good line where you just run him out of cards.
Yeah, Laurie, I thought you were gonna play that Blue Sun. What happened? So you guys want to do the sick interaction that I discovered that I was about to become top deck champion with? Play DDoS, and you Escher HQ. You can move that ice to a different server and then en passant it. So I've got an Escher in my Val, and I've been just destroying JNet casual with this.
Oh, okay.
That works.
At one point, huh? Yeah.
The DDoS Escher on-sign interaction.
Because you passed it. Yeah.
Whoa. That's crazy.
I'll post it later. It's spicy enough that I'll post it even if I got a second. But
we freaked out when we saw your listener. We were like, what's happening? Has anyone has splashed Escher in the history of like good Netrunner decks before?
It's good against that deck is really good against Blue Sun. I played it like 5 times yesterday.
Do you think I was playing Blue Sun then?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna play Blue Sun. I didn't know you were next level. I didn't know you had those.
I've been stressing about what to play a week now.
Oh really?
Why did you think Blue Sun?
Because you just got the store. Didn't you like win a store champ, or your buddy won a store champ or something?
No,
I saw you both posted on there on ADB.
Okay.
Laurie, up until this morning or yesterday morning, was seriously considering ETF Surat combo.
I was playing that. It's fun.
I would say it's pretty sweet.
I was saying to the guys, like, I know Noah played Diaper. Full second.
Good against that, yeah.
No, I know I played it, right? So maybe you'll play it, but it's too bad against too many things, right? So.
Diaper, yeah. The Surat is really bad too. I played it for like 10 games, and like you just lose to Shaper, and you lose to anything with not fixed breakers. You lose to. It's really slow, but I like it. It's fun. But yeah, good meta calls. Congratulations.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good man.
Second top deck champion. Yeah.
What's the idea with the Val deck then? Is it just a mega dig?
Oh, I explained it to them before you came on. If you play DDoS, so basically you're using Incubator to just draw a shit ton of cards with Obelisk. And it works really well, but like there's a ton of ways to like cheat ice out, like ABT and oversight and stuff. But the hidden interaction is if you play DDoS, you can use it, and then you Escher HQ, and you move the unresed piece of ice to a different server, and then en passant it. Because en passant doesn't say anything about having to pass that server. And so they're like, oversight curtain wall on my scoring remote, like you have no play, and then switcheroo. And it also has corporate scandal for Elizabeth Mills. I don't know, it's really fun. I didn't think you were gonna do that. Neither does Diaper though. But if I played the Timu Wiz, I would have lost against Blue Sun, right? I don't think Timu Wiz can beat Blue Sun.
I don't know. I think it depends if you've got strikes. Strikes go a long way, don't they? And depends if you've got David or not. So I didn't have David.
Yeah. So. I was just looking at that matchup, and I didn't really think I could. I thought I would get mid-seasons every time.
Yeah. I don't know. You can. Yeah. Depends. If you strike them, or David away their ice, then they're not that rich. But
if you can land a Temujin, I think you're okay. But
yeah.
If you're having to pay to get
So,
through, to
I mean, I
actually-
could beat Blue Sun pretty regularly with Criminals, so I'm sure Tamuja Wiz can do it as well.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna play the Andy deck.
Yeah, well, I thought you think I played Andy the whole week, right, or the whole competition. I would have played Andy if I hadn't have thought that you would think I would play Andy.
Got it.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I actually didn't know what you had played. I didn't do my research. I just saw your
Sure.
NetMDB post.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Damn. Out medical. Hey, you
Nice.
had to be in on the third one. I need to redeem myself.
Yeah, I'm a decider. I'm a decider. UK West Coast decider.
Yeah, I talked to a bunch of people, and Timmy and all those guys are really into that, so we should do it.
Yeah, that's something that we should. I would love to do.
Let me know how, Greg, if you want to host it, or if anyone wants to host it, just let me know what the format is, and I can.
Yeah.
The liaison for it.
No, I definitely want to do it. I mean, and now it's even more fitting because we had a USA champion first and then a UK champion, and so
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna set that up real soon. I'm gonna have
Yeah, I know all the guys over here would be super interested. Kyle, and I don't know, we're gonna have to find some way to like do a qualifier or something to decide the teams, but just let me know which format you want to do, and then we can go.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I've got a pretty good idea, so I'll send it to you. I'm gonna have a baby this week, so probably busy for a little bit.
Good luck with that, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
But
luck.
I think we'll probably try to do it. We'll get it done in January. We'll just say that.
Cool. Awesome. I'm gonna go do some last minute Christmas shopping. Good job, Laurie. It was nice to see all you guys.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Take care,
Yeah.
man.
I'll play it now.
All right. Thanks for playing, Noah.
Cool. That's so
Cool.
Oh man, I love I don't know if you know this about me. I love conflict. So any opportunity where like it could just be like the UK guys are like, yeah man, I don't give a shit about those US guys. They're all garbage. And then the US guys like are having the same kind of conversation, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna stop all the shit talk. Bring out your decks. Just bring the decks.
Yeah.
I just like that stuff. It's fun to me. That stuff's always
Yeah, and when it's an individual tournament, right, you're like, we'll turn up, see how I do. You know, I've got some practice. I think these decks are good. But as soon as you're in a team and you're against another team, then you're like, okay, now it's serious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you want to fight.
I'm picturing like a Michael Jackson like beat it like gang montage between the UK and West Coast.
I mean, I think the UK is pretty good at Netrunner, but I think if you made us do an actual dance-off with the West Coast, I think we would very handily lose. I think they're probably much better dancers than we are.
Well, Noah looks like he's in good shape, so he could probably bust some moves.
Dancing's probably one of the few things that Chris Dye's not good at.
Sick burns.
We could have a dance off and Damon could be the judge.
He would just declare himself the winner.
He would.
What do you think of the games, guys? They were a bit one-sided, maybe.
They were a tad one-sided, yeah.
Those draw could have been better as IG, it looked like.
Yeah. We saw the decks and we were kind of excited because Noah's deck was weird, and you two had very, very similar IG decks. We were saying beforehand that you
I
both
bet he didn't
decided.
have hot tubs.
So this is cool. You both wanted to play two friends in high places. He also had high friends in high places. His influence cut was a Jackson. He went down to do Jackson, and you went
I
down,
thought about Jackson.
which is
They're both insanely good, right? But I figured that the food isn't quite as good as it seems, or certainly not as good as it is in other decks, because you got the Future Perfect. So they're not on a 4 agenda still plan.
yeah.
It's
I
not
think that's
with other decks. It's a lot that happens, right? But
yeah. My instinct is that it's a better cut. It's that cutting the food is better than cutting the Jackson. But
Jackson's insanely good in that deck, obviously.
yeah, he's good in that. Yeah, IG really wants him. So, but yeah, it was interesting that your courts were so similar, but you just had a much better pick as runner. So, yeah, sometimes that happens with this format. Is the real game is the deck choices, and that was what happened this week.
Yeah, I definitely felt like from the beginning that, all right, if Noah's going to win this thing, he's going to have to win his corp, and then, or I'm sorry, win his corp and then win his runner and then roll runner again for the third game.
Yeah,
like that was kind of like
to struggle through, and it's still not great. but he has to kind of muddle through. I mean, there is probably what I think he wants to do in that game is keep the remotes just enough in control that he doesn't die, and then tick up an incubator, and then just win out of nowhere just before the combo happens.
Yeah.
I think that's his realistic win card.
I remember he injected 2 incubators really early. I thought that's got to be bad for him because obviously
I think he'd like to see one.
Yeah, but pretty rough matchup. But then I think he got to 4, didn't he? And like, my style wasn't great, and there's agendas everywhere. I thought he was Siphon, of course, and then he drops Magnum Opus. I don't know what's going on. What's happening?
So how does the Hate Bear deck do against IG-49?
I don't know. I would have thought it's pretty good. I would have thought it's a lot better than Siphon Vow because you're a wizard. So Siphon Vow often actually runs out of cards, and it's quite hard because you don't have any recursion, and you do draw a lot with Obelisk, and you use Faust as well, right? So you do go through the cards quickly.
Well, he didn't even have Siphon in that deck.
Yeah.
The Escher.
Once the Mopus comes down, you can assume that there's the Escher's too much influence.
Yeah, what is Escher like? 5? Isn't it 5?
5.
5, the full 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those full 5 cards. There aren't many, but
that Escher DDoS en passant interaction. What is it with the West Coast and just being like, I found 2 cards that do something that doesn't make sense.
It has to be intentional. Like I imagine that like in my head it's sort of like that like scenario in television where they have like a giant diagram board and there's like red string drawn.
Yeah.
And then like they loop back and then finally they find an interaction that no one's seen.
Have you heard the story about Weston? Weston was the one that discovered the Hades combo. Have you heard the story about that? He's walking to a jazz show and he calls up John and he's like, "Oh my god, I just thought of something crazy!" Like, yeah, just like, well, reread it. But I digress.
I love it. I love the fact. I mean, I think it's really cool that in general they found these gems. Like I like that these hidden interactions are there.
Yeah,
that
that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice that competitive players can bring that level of creativity as well, right?
Yeah, I agree.
That creative. So I've got more creative as I've played more, but not that level.
Yeah. So is DDoS Escher en passant going to be the new hotness?
I'm not sure about that. Less so than Oculus. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not quite as crazy. But I'm certainly going to take it into the casual room.
Yeah. I see Alex in the casual room playing Adam quite a lot. Go back to your room.
I love the casual room.
Yeah.
I love the casual room. I'm playing a lot of Nice Division. Yeah, it's a good time.
So I'm pretty tired. It's quite late here. I think I go to bed. But unless you got any questions.
Congrats, man! Like,
thanks.
Champion.
Yeah, I was happy to be there.
Yeah, I think you crushed it. So good job.
Cheers,
we're gonna try to keep the UK boys from winning next year though for the next one. So I need
can't be done. We're unstoppable.
We are unstoppable. Laurie, I hear that your prize-winning top deck is a crystal goblet forged by Greg's grandfather that he's going to send over to a family heirloom. Is going to be given to you in the post.
Actually, that's that's what Noah had to go shopping for. I told him he had to buy Laurie something if he lost. So.
That'd be quite a funny thing, wouldn't it? And you have to post it to them. That'd be a nice little gesture, wouldn't it? I think
it would be cute. Yeah.
Secret Santa present.
We should do now on a Secret Santa one year. But that's, again, I'm getting off topic. Yeah. Well played, Laurie. Go get some well-deserved rest.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for running it. Thanks for
have a good night.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Quickly, for those that don't know, Laurie ran an invitational tournament for UK players recently, for people who did well at our store champs.
Okay.
And he announced that the prize was a silver spoon with an enamel picture of a chicken that was awarded to his grandfather as a prize for winning a chicken growing contest. Turns out he just bought the spoon off eBay, and everyone knew that he was lying except for me. And I genuinely believe that this was a family heirloom that he was giving out as a prize at an Emerald Dog. I'm pretty easy to trick. I'm pretty easy to lie to. But yeah, Laurie's done some fantastic things for the UK community in general. And he was a big part of our Worlds prep too. He organised our spreadsheet and he helped us all to test. He did these gauntlet events where we would play established decks against, newer decks just gave us a great overview of the meta. So Laurie's fantastic for the community, so it's always excellent to see him win. He won a regional this year too. So yeah, it's excellent that he can still do all this great community stuff, organize tournaments. He organized a store champ recently. He's a big part of Always Be Running, that new site that's trying to, track netrunner events. But he can still play competitively. He still continues to prove that he's a fantastic player. So I'm really happy to see him win. Obviously, also because he's my countryman.
little extra nod. Also because.
Yeah. Yes. Also because he's part of the best netrunner meta in the world.
Okay. Again, I'm just trying to brew the conflict. That's all I want to do.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. So we need them to host Worlds at the UK next year. Then we can all travel to you.
Oh man, that'd be so cool. Well, the Euro Championship that we're having is a bit bigger than anything we've had before, and I know a few US players are coming to that. So it's nice that we're seeing a bit of reciprocation. We're always visiting over there. It's nice to see a few people visiting. So I currently have 3 people staying in my house for Euros netrunner players. So that's pretty high.
Nice. When is that, by the way?
June or July, I think it is.
Okay.
I want to. Let me just double check. But yeah, I'm going to say July. It is. Oh no, second to the 4th of June is when that goes down. So yeah, at some point over that weekend, the European and Netrunner Championship will happen, which is kind of a Gen Con deal. So the winner of Euros gets to design a card and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's gonna be it's pretty hype.
Nice. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, it would be really cool if we had a really big event that wasn't in the U.S., like like a world caliber event or something like that. I have no idea where would be the best spot to have it, but the UK wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Cool.
We could finally do the Netrunner. We could do the Netrunner cruise, where we.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be actually bad as hell.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just want the biggest like Netrunner tournament to be somewhere that's not Minnesota.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, maybe Top Deck Monthly Cup number 10 will be live from the ocean.
Live from the ocean. That'll be. Yeah.
And we'll do, when we do the intros, we'll do like little video intros where you're wearing your like tropical shirt and sipping on a coconut-shaped drink.
We should hit up Spags and say, Spags, you organize a team tournament every year. How do you feel about organizing a like paradise tournament or something like that?
Yeah. Step it up, Spags.
Like we're tired of just
already.
We're tired of just the data packs being on a boat. We want to be on a boat too.
Yeah.
Or an island. We could just do it in Hawaii. Maybe we could Jesse can help out.
Oh my gosh. It'd be gorgeous. I just want to sip Mai Tais like on the beach and play Netrunner with my friends. That's all I want to do. I don't know why that's like why I have to reach so high. I don't get it.
Do you know that there's a Netrunner store champ in Baltimore that happens where there's, as part of your ticket price, you get bottomless mimosas for the whole tournament.
Whoa!
And that's the tournament where Jesse Vandover passed out on a pool table at some point. Pretty exciting. How do you need to go to Baltimore, which from what I understand is an adventure in and of itself, so
Baltimore.
Possibly got to be the best store champ in the US.
Yep. Probably. Has to be.
Bottomless mimosas.
Yeah, man, that sounds fantastic. What?
Yeah, I don't understand either. I don't know, what's the maths? What's the maths behind that?
There is none, Alex. That means there's none. If you're like, I've had 20, my speech is very slurred. Is this it? And they're like, no, you have 20 more.
Yeah.
And you're about to go into like a diabetic shock from all the sugar too.
It's like the meme where there's the woman sitting in front of all the maths looking confused, and it's like me trying to work out whether top 4th playmat is more valuable than 10 more mimosas, and you're like,
do the math.
Playmat or mimosa?
That's good.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go because it's nearly 1 here, and I also have work tomorrow. So thank you very much for having me, Greg. I hope I didn't make too much of a nuisance of myself. I had a blast. And yeah, the Top Deck's been an excellent time, and I'm glad to have been a part of it again.
Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We wrapped this one out before the baby came, so that was my one that was the one thing that I was trying really hard to do. So mission accomplished. Yeah. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back in January with the team tournament. We're gonna work out the details. We'll post it up on StimHack, Netrunner Dorks or Geeks or whatever it is, Reddit, etc. So keep an eye out for that. And Hollis, once again, my man, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's always fun. You guys are awesome. Every time, solid. You and Alex, handsome man, Netrunner. Let's go.
It's always good to be on air with you, Hollis. You bring the energy that I cannot muster.
Is this how they do it? Is this how the kids do it these days? I'm too old for this.
The kids.
I'm too old. Too old for this.
Go on, Hollis.
Too old.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
Well, thanks everyone. Take care.
Cheers.
Good night.